Chibidoki was forced to dox herself in front of a crowd because of Twitch's incompetence. What's going on, y'all? The Daily Pleb here. Make sure to like and sub for daily uploads. So, this is Chibi, and she made this tweet, as well as some follow-ups, that really got a lot of attention. The staff have been lovely for the most part, but they wouldn't let me enter and told me to walk to the front at the help desk to get permission to enter the meet and greet because their wristband they give me doesn't work. I also had to show my face. It was very scary for me, but I understand why. So not only did one of the bigger female Twitch streamers, that being Imaru, was assaulted, and the perpetrator was just allowed to walk out and leave. Twitch security didn't detain him. They didn't call the cops on him, and according to Imaru, they just stood around and laughed like, haha, I didn't even see that happen, hee hee hee. Now, their wristbands, their main thing of security, didn't even work, and then they forced a Vtuber, a very popular Vtuber, to dox herself. People are Vtubers because they like anonymity, right? They want to be anonymous. They have very rabid fan bases. They have big fan bases. There are stalkers in those fan bases, but it gets worse as we go down. So Pia said this happened to me too. I was with the head of the ambassador program, and they wouldn't even listen to her. And then this is where the big reveal comes in. So I hope they at least made you show your face privately. At Offkai, this dude kept outwardly showing my ID and saying my name to get into a meet and greet. I asked them not to. It literally stressed me out, because several people in the line watch me as well. So this is the kicker right here with what Chibi says. Sadly, no, not privately, but the staff was very apologetic. Their manager said I had to. This is absolutely, unbelievably ridiculous. What sort of shack job security is Twitch running where you're asking an anonymous talent to show her face? It's ridiculous. And this person has some weapons grade cope, at least in my opinion. It's probably that they were making their security stricter due to what happened to Imaru last night. I do not think so. It is unacceptable. It risks Chibi's safety and well-being. I don't think her face got leaked. I hope, it remains that way, but it's absolutely disgusting that this would even happen. Now, we do know Twitch hates Vtubers, right? You can give birth live on stream while promoting your OnlyFans, but if you have too much cleavage, or maybe you're showing a little hip action as a Vtuber, permaban. So, to enforce this opinion, we have a pretty popular tweet by Ironmouse, 6 million views as you can see. I deeply apologize to all the Vtubers and the fans who had a meet and greet at the Vtuber booth this year. It breaks my heart to know staff threw out all the gifts. I should have known better than to trust them and taken care of everything ahead of time. I am so sorry, everyone. Oh boy. How do you mess this up, Twitch? Like, everything I've heard about TwitchCon this year, and really every other year. I mean, I think last year a woman broke her back, It really does seem TwitchCon constantly has these issues. Just cancel it if you can't handle an event. Well, here's a popular tweet by Azihara. I hope I'm saying that right. They didn't throw it away, they stole it. Anyone who has worked at a convention knows this. I mean, I don't think it's that much of a stretch to think somebody clept a few things. But, either way, it's disgusting. Out of all the reports about Twitch's mishandling of meet and greets, this makes me the angriest. Not only did they fail to guarantee Emmy's safety, Twitch betrayed the trust of every VTuber fan whose favorite wasn't there at the event. So much goodwill thrown in the trash. Honestly, I think at this point, if you have goodwill with Twitch, I think, we're at the fool me twice, shame on me stage. But, I do get his point. It is ridiculous that would even happen. You would think such a massive corporation would, figure something out. But, thinking isn't in the Twitch department's MO. So, Smugalana, another popular VTuber. Alright, someone's gotta answer for this. Unfortunately, I don't think anyone will. I mean, we saw with the Emmy situation, Dan Clancy just said, well, maybe you should have just banned him. I mean, it's within your power. Absolutely ridiculous what he said, by the way, with the Taylor Lorenz interview. And then we have Aethel. The worst part is most of the gifts from VTuber fans are them spending hours and hours hand-making custom pieces / art, etc. And to see all of that thrown away or taking is so gosh darn heartbreaking. I am so sorry, bro. And it is tragic to see, and I do feel for anyone who took time to maybe paint a rendition of their favorite VTuber only for it to be thrown to the wayside because Twitch is too lazy to send it out. It's ridiculous. And then we have Connor CDogVA. Bro, what the actual F? It is, as I said before, unbelievable that this would happen. And once again, some more weapons grade cope. I get people wanting the gifts to be checked, but I believe they took a no chance approach with gifts so that this doesn't happen again. And this is about Camilla when her home was broken into by a stalker last year. But of course, as I said, this is weapons grade cope because we just had Chibi as well as Pia, by their own admission, admit that Twitch forced them to dox themselves and show their face. This is a continuing trend of Twitch just being against the VTubers. I said this before, if Dan Clancy can't goon to you, he's not gonna help you. I mean, he calls Emiru his friend, yet he went on to blame said friend that she was assaulted at his event. And, I really think Amazon needs to step in at some point and remove, at least in my opinion, the entire senior staff of Twitch and just hire people who at least, wants to do their job. But, that might be asking a little too much. But that's all the news I have regarding this situation. So I'll see y'all in the next one. Bye bye now.